Well, hello everybody. Guess what? It's Thursday, June 11th, and it's time for more Marvel Legendary Randomizer. Will it be, is this the month? Is this the month that second edition releases? Who knows? I don't know. So I see messages in chat, but I don't see messages on the screen, so I'm gonna fix that. So you're not trapped in chat limbo. Should pop up in just a second, hopefully. If not, I'm going back to my old chat because this only works about half the time at this point. Okay, I'm gonna close it and reopen it. And then if it doesn't work, whatever. I'll free you soon. But yes, it is June. This is the month that theoretically second edition is supposed to release. We don't know that 100%, but we will find out. And I sure hope it does because I would love to play the thing. And I think we've seen most of the cards from the set. All right, let's see if this works. Let's see if you guys are here. Loading, loading, loading. All right, someone's got to say something new so I can see if you're back. Okay, good, you're back. Sweet. Thank you for your patience with that. Okay, here we are. So yeah, today we're gonna play a new randomized setup. We're gonna go over the results of last week. But before, okay, it's 2026, just in case you're watching this from the past, or very unlikely the future. The past is more likely. I broadcast these to the past. That should explain a lot. Anyway, I wanna go over the results, but I also wanna talk about the custom Legendary Unity Guild release that happened this week. If y'all missed it, I released the set this week with the help of 15 folks in the Custom Legendary Unity Guild, or the Clug, as it is more commonly known. It's a really cool systematic process for designing and peer reviewing and releasing custom Legendary content, and it's getting a lot of love this week. There are 2 current releases. The first was a How to Train Your Dragon set by Off the Cuff. That is really fantastic. I only saw the first movie, but I play tested the custom set, and it was a lot of fun. I recommend it. What I did, though, I did a little project that was called originally called the Henchmen Conversion Project, and the scope of the project was to take existing elements in Marvel Legendary that kind of alluded to henchmen and weren't actually henchmen, and turning them into proper henchmen. So I want to show off what we have put together, essentially as a group, and then I'll go over what we're doing this stream. But these releases aren't going to happen all the time. They have to go through a 4-stage process. The first stage is just a concept. The second stage is kind of your alpha, where you're kind of putting things together. And that has to go through, you have to get a featured week where you have to spend points that you earned by reviewing other people's projects and get a special feature that week to get your content looked at. And then you have to update it, make it playable, have it all ready to test, and then you get up to level 3, and you have to go through another feature project, and then after a featured week, and then after that, there's a council of people who have completed projects and are staff on the Clug, and they have to vote you in to get a level 4 release. So it's pretty intensive to actually get a release, which is a good thing, because that means only the best of the best get through to the end, but we give you all that support along the way. One day I'll do my Star Trek one, says Kyla. I hope you upload that. Tech Fiend, I was thinking about doing dividers too. I want to make some dividers in the Richie style, so that'll match with people who want to get those. Congrats on getting villains, Astigmatic. So yeah, let me show you this. So this is my post on it. This is the Legendary Marvel Henchmen Legacy Pack. Made a whole rule sheet for it. Now instead of going over the actual keywords, because this uses keywords from across Legendary, I just kind of focus on design influences from the original cards, and you can refer to those keywords where you are. Thank you to all the playtesters and commenters here that helped with the set. And then here's all the cards. I want to look at them real quick, just to go through them quickly. So this is Animatronic Killer Clown, based on the one from Murder World from X-Men, dealing with human shields. We have a new Annihilation Wave henchman based on the Annihilation Armada from Annihilation. We have the Black Widow Initiates henchman that are based on the Train the Black Widows in the Red Room scheme from Black Widow. It's got Dark Memories. We have the Chitauri based on the Chitauri villain group from Marvel Studios Phase 1. And we've got the Hulk Gang based on the Hulk Gang villains from the Wasteland villain group. I think this one took a long time to get right, but I think it worked out really well because you have the choice to gain a wound if you have a Hulk to reveal, but then you have to keep that wound if you want to KO it later with the fight to KO one of your heroes. We've got the Hypnothrow Hive, a new henchman location based on the Hypnotize Every Human scheme from Champions. We have Leopards based on Prey from the Black Panther set. You have to wound them. We have the Mindless Ones based on the Mindless Ones in the villain group from the Doctor Strange and the Shadows of Nightmare set. We have the Moloids, which are this is the only one that's identical to the source card from the Fantastic Four set, but because there's 10 of them, it works just fine. We have the Outriders based on the Outriders from the Marvel Studios The Infinity Saga set. They have Endgame. Then we've got Samurai based on Lord Shingen's card effect from the Clan Yashida villain group in Messiah Complex. They have Chivalrous Duel. We have the Skrulls based on the Skrulls from the Core set. And we have Squirrels based off of Squirrel Girls villain from the Civil War set. We have, and finally, we have the Symbiotes based on the Symbiote scheme from the Venom set. And then as a bonus, we have a special Annihilation. We have Token. These have mass momentum too instead of regular momentum, because these are designed to be used with the Build an Army of Annihilation scheme from Secret Wars Volume 1 that never had an official henchman attached to them, and I guess still don't. These aren't official, but this is as close as we're going to get, I think. So those are designed for you to use with them. So if you want to play those, you can go check that out at clug.bageltopgames.com. That'll take you right to the Board Game Geek page for that. And so far, people are liking them a lot. If you want to design your own custom legendary set, or you just have an idea, or you want to help others get their projects done and released, head over to the Discord and find the Clug Projects channel, and you can help out there. It's a lot of fun. We have more and more people joining all the time. Any skill levels are welcome. We'll help you out. You missed the Clug plug. Yes, I just went over the Henchman set. And I'll be going over the Clug releases when they happen. I forget how many months ago Off the Cuff set released. It's like maybe every 3 months we could have a release if things go well. I don't know. Okay, well, speaking of the Randomizer League, it is time to reveal the results of this Randomizer League. By the way, the Randomizer League is pretty much a weekly thing as long as I'm not sick or inundated with tests or whatever. You can play along. So whatever setup I roll today, if you own the sets for it, you can play along, and I will maybe read your name at the beginning of next stream when I go over the results. So this past week, we faced Zarathos' Secret Empire of Betrayal. This is the time where you will shout out what you think the fun level and win rate was, just for fun, to see how you did. I won my setup. I didn't think it was a very particularly difficult setup. Neither the Mastermind or the Scheme are one of the more difficult in the game, but Zarathos is a lot of fun. By the way, I hope you like the name. I like to pick fun names for these. I call this one Spirited Betray. I hope you like that. That was just for all of you. Zarathos isn't too hard, but he's a lot of fun. And Sentry was very weird in this setup, so were the Thor Core. But we'll see. We got some fun levels. We got a 4.03 that's very specific, Tech Fiend. Also, what are these specific numbers? 3.51 says Kyla. 95 to 92%. Oh, you swapped fun level. Okay. You guys are confusing me with the swap. One of my favorite things to do is, and I think this goes for Kyla too, is design names for setups for things, so I really enjoy that. By the way, this is Randomizer Stream number 168. That means we only have 32 left until we get to 200, where we'll do something very special. So, hopefully we get there. All right, let's go ahead and go over some results for this. Are you ready? Here we go. Yeah, you really want to get those names right, so sometimes it takes too much time. Here's everybody under our top 10. And here's our win rate. It was a 100% win rate. Everybody won. Well done there. The fun level was 3.8, so pretty easy going, pretty fun setup. This one you have essentially recommended to everybody. And here's everybody that didn't quite make the top 10. Thank you for playing. But let's go ahead and look at our top 10. Starting with 10th place is Tech Fiend with 29.5 total rank points. One escape kind of hurt him a little bit. With all the Thor core and cards gained from freeing Haunt victims, each player's deck was huge. We didn't see much KO power either. The only escape was due to Marcus charging with 2 villains in the city. Still was a fun setup. Every rare ended up in the deck. That's a good time, especially in a two-handed game. Next is Commander Kane at 9th place with 30 total rank points, who felt like they blazed through this one, got lucky with twist placement, and got a bunch of lucky HQs in regard to Zarathos' tactics. Number 7th place, is a tie between Kyla and myself. Look at that, we tied. 30.5 total rank points. Looks like Kyla did better in turn count, but I did a little better in points per turn. I said I had a good time with Coordinate, and Kyla said Thor Core was just as awesome as ever. Totally didn't clutter our decks. Hey, it's your fault. Player 1 went with Jubilee and Tony, while Kyla went with whatever you could find. Howard did end up making the final blow, but it was a bit of a slog. Thankfully, we managed to have Zarathos not hunting whenever the strikes hit, but we got 7 twists by the midpoint. Rough. Okay. 6th place is Lambert Jam with 32 total rank points. Only a 3 for fun level. Let's see why. Oh, 2 early escapes. There you go. Caused by charging monsters. Couldn't prevent a fast and good victory versus Zarathos. Tony Stark, Secret Cap, and Stingray worked together pretty well. Thank you for the smooth random setup. Don't thank me, thank the randomizer. I'm going to come back to the escape thing. I want to ask you all a question after I go over these results. So, 4th place was another tie between Mike H. Legendary and Off the Cuff. 32.5 total rank points. Mike H. Legendary played with his wife. Game went pretty well, but the coordinate keyword seems OP at times. It can be, but it's especially good in an actual 2-player game where you don't forget. And then Off the Cuff said Stingray continues to impress, and the Thor core continued to suck. The dichotomy of Legendary. All right, let's look at our top here. Our 3rd place winner was Jesus Rocks with 36 total rank points, who won this by the skin of his teeth. Danger Sense revealed the last game to us coming to his way, which would have likely ended the game as it only needed 1 more. I like Viscous Betrayal, but I know what you meant, to lose. Danger Sense helped curtail this long enough to pull out an epic win. Tony Stark was the man this setup. All that Coordinate and Danger Sense were chef's kiss. Our top 2. 2nd place is Montax with 41.5, whose performance speaks for itself. Well done. And our 1st place winner for this week, week 167 of the Randomizer League, or 167 stream. It's a shorter number for whatever. But this week, the winner is Red John with 42 total rank points. Didn't get 1st place in turns. Who did? Lambertian did, but it was enough because of the way it worked out. Said a lot of wounds early on, focused on exorcising. Best part was danger sensing Marcus and clearing spaces to avoid his charge. You know how you stop Marcus from charging? Take away his credit card. Well done, everybody. That was a really fun match and pretty easy, so recommend it to you all. Okay, before I randomize the new setup today, I want to ask you all a question based on escapes. Okay, so I did a little test league that some of you participated in. Thank you very much for that. And you might know the question. And one of the things I wanted to test out for a future test league had to do with escapes. One of the concerns with current scoring is that people say that escapes count too much. And especially when escapes happen before you can do anything about them. So my strategy was to not count any escapes that happen within the first 4 turns per player. So for example, if it's a 2-handed or 2-player league, any escapes that happen within the first 8 turns do not count against your score, and 1 player, any escapes that happen in the first 4 turns don't count. The rationale for this is that those early escapes are ones that you couldn't have prevented, even if you tried, and that doesn't really reflect player skill. The counter argument could be, well, if you had 8 turns, you could just let stuff roll up in the city and let things escape. But then by turn 8, if your city's full, you're at risk of turn 9 escapes. So I don't think people would do that. The easy way it would work is this. If you had an escape within those first early turns, you would put it in a separate pile. that you would not have to track after those turns. You would have an escape pile that was split into two. If you didn't have any escapes, you wouldn't have to worry about that. So either you were somebody who didn't have to worry about an extra pile, or somebody that was thankful for the extra pile so it didn't count against your score. The point of all this is to make things a bit more fair and reflect players' skill. I don't know about you, but I've had those games where an escape happens on turn 3 and I literally couldn't fight anything yet, and it knocks my score and it makes me not want to finish the game sometimes if I'm playing for a tournament or a league. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that if you have any. Off the cuff says, seems convoluted. I think it's a little less convoluted in practice. It's just new. Did we also disregard any games that happen with a bunch of early twists affecting gameplay? Sometimes that's just how the shuffle goes. Well, that's the thing about that. If they cause escapes, then you wouldn't count those escapes. Early twists can be a good thing or a bad thing. 4 turns per player seems a lot. I said 4 turns per player because in solo you start with 2 henchmen in the city. And I also said 4 turns per player means lets you cycle through your deck twice for each person. If you only let them cycle through the deck once, you still may succumb to unfair escapes, in my opinion. And I know generally people are a little hesitant to change things up. That's why I'm going to do a test league with this and see how everybody likes it. I think it's very promising. Anyway, thank you for sharing your opinions. Now, let's go ahead and randomize the new setup today. This is the part where you shout out who you think is going to show up and who you want to show up. If 2E is going to release soon, then it could be almost Gambit's last chance. I'm still mentioning him every stream because he has still not shown up from the core set. And he's in there. He could show up. But I don't know. Let me make sure I'm logged in and start this randomization process. And if you're new here, I'm just going to play whatever comes up. Whatever is randomized, I have to play it. I don't have a choice. Even if it's something I technically can't win, I'm going to play it anyway. Okay. I'm all set on this side. Tardigrades are fun. Love to see those. We've only seen them once in the Randomizer League, I think. Gambit, Thorn, Forge. Not really working well together, but all fun. Ant Army. I like Ant Army. Ant Army is really, really good. If you haven't played the Ant Army and you have it, you should try. Transforming Hero. Well, we got like 2 Sentry cards last week with no transforming. I think Joe Fixit is one of my favorite transforming heroes. I also like No Name Brood Queen. That would be fun. M. I just watched fellow streamer D20 Woodworking stream a Messiah Complex game and used M, and I was, I think Captain Matrodica was watching that one with me, and it was very thrilling he had one of M's cards in the HQ, and he had 2 Mr. Sinister clones out, and it was a thrill to be able to explain to him, you can get all 4 of M's commons right now if you clone, when recruited, clone, and recruit it. And when that clicked, he got very excited that he could do that, and that's one of the great things about clone. All right, let me do the randomization, and then get the cards. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1, and bam! Epic Poison Thanos. That's what you love to see. And United States split by Civil War. And the rival Overlords. And the Hellfire cult. Hey, we got the Stepford Cuckoos. Hey, we got Skaar. You wanted a transforming hero, we got one. But man, this is one of the toughest masterminds in the game. I'm up for it. Are you up for it? At least War Machine can get rid of some of those Hellfire cult. You did call the Hellfire cult. Sorry, off the cuff. The randomizer has spoken. At the very least, it'll be a fun one for you to watch. I'm gonna get these cards. Okay. No solo for me, so I can't avoid the symbiote armor or the poison armor. Unfortunately. Poisons and rival Overlords. I wonder if this means Devin will show up on this stream. He always seems to show up when I have the toughest stuff going on. What else do I have? Hellfire cult. Hellfire cult. If I proxy scheme and Henchmen, could I play this? I think you should. It'll be fun. What else? Elsa, Man-Thing. Bloodstone. I haven't used Man-Thing in a while. I think... There he is. I think Man-Thing was in one of my very first streams. We got Skaar and Stepford Cuckoos and War Machine. Yeah, Epic Poison Thanos is a lot to deal with. And let me go ahead and get the scheme. We got Western Eastern states with this one. All right, and there we are. All right, let me go ahead and get all this stuff together. Yeah, I think when we did our tier list, the results are up for that, and Epic Poison Thanos is one of the toughest masterminds in the game. I think he's like top 5 at least. I forget exactly where. Yeah, well, if you want to wait until I play my game first, you're totally welcome to do that, because it's not going to be. He's like 3 or 4. He's something like that. Real quick, while I am getting these cards together, I want to thank some subscribers here. Catherine Troitica, thank you for the Prime sub with 25 months. Kyla, thank you for the sub gift. That was really kind of you. I appreciate that. I don't know. The fun level might be higher than you think for this one. Could surprise us. This game's pretty fun, but it can be rough. Yeah, he is 7 VP. And speaking of the heroes, Skaar is not the strongest, but he has some support with Man-Thing. Did I get the right Elsa? No, I didn't. I got the wrong Elsa. All right, I got some potential. It's a 5.79. Okay, it's not up there. Not up there at all. The setup is uploaded on Legendary Leagues, by the way, if you want to go check that out at any time. All right, I'm going to hide this setup. You know what it is. And we're going to go ahead and go over the Mastermind and scheme while I get the rest of this stuff together, so you can know exactly what I'm in for. Yeah, the Cuckoos are very good. The scheme can be random. You're right on both counts. So, Poison Thanos. He's a lot to deal with. He gets +1 attack for each different cost among cards in his Poison Souls pile. Always leads poisons and Master Strike. Each player reveals their hand and puts one of their non-gray heroes next to Thanos in the Poison Souls pile. So that's what his standard side does. Already he's tough. I know I'm showing you for context. This is what he does. Now here's Epic side. His Epic side, he has +2 attack for each different cost among cards in his Poison Souls pile. His strike is each player reveals their hand and puts half round up of their non-gray heroes next to Thanos in a Poison Souls pile. Each player that lost no heroes this way gains a wound. It's not great, I'll tell you that much. And now let's go ahead and go over the scheme, which is United States split by Civil War. We got 10 twists in this thing. Twist: if there is a villain on the streets or bridge, put this twist in a stack of Western States victories. Otherwise, if there's a villain in the sewers, put this twist in a stack of Eastern States victories. Evil wins when there are 3 Western victories or 3 Eastern victories. As far as what I can do with the hero deck, I can see some potential synergy with Elsa and War Machine. It's kind of hard to build a War Machine specific hyperspeed deck, but I might be able to do it. Just maybe. Not 100%. Okay, we got all our villains in here. Got the rest of us together. We got all but one twist. 10 there. And then Master Strike time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. And 2 bystanders. I don't know, something tells me it's going to be a bit more fun than it seems at first. Of course, I'm prepared to be very, very, very wrong about that. By the way, I think since we last talked, we got the last missing piece of both Superman and Batman's hero sets for DC. If you didn't check those out, did we look at those last week? I can't remember. At the very least, we didn't look at Batman's yet. He's got some good stuff in there. The thing that's confusing me is that Upper Deck seems to be interspersing their legendary Marvel 2E and DC social posts. So it's not really clear, like, second edition is supposed to release first, but it's not super clear how close they will release together. We've seen some Marvel stuff, then some DC stuff, then back and forth. Speaking of Marvel stuff, I have been paying very little attention to the Magic the Gathering reveals for Marvel, but I've seen a lot of them, and it looks a lot of fun. So I might have to check that out. Probably won't be buying a whole bunch of packs or anything, but maybe a pre-con. Just maybe. Maybe for the summer, I don't know. Yes, Black Canary was revealed as the second to last hero in DC Core. There's one more hero we don't know about. We did a poll on the Discord asking who you think the last one was going to be, and I believe Shazam won that poll, with Supergirl as a close second. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay. I got that hydrate. Let me take care of that. There are so many cards. In fact, I think Avengers v Justice League would be a great first scheme when Marvel and DC is mixed. That will not be... Yes, you could do the Avengers versus X-Men scheme. That would be fun. Who would you pick for those? Okay, let's say you did that one, Scott W. Who would you pick for the 3 Avengers and the 3 Justice League members? Of the core set, there's only those available. All right, let's start with our starting HQ. Oh, actually, before I do that, I have to update my tracker. So we got 10 twists. We also have to keep track of Poisoned Souls costs. Yes. Poisoned. Nope, I can't spell. Poisoned Souls costs. And then we have to keep track of Western States victories and Eastern States victories. That's a lot of things. I can't keep track of both, so I'm just gonna have to track that on the scheme itself. I only have space for 5 things. It's fine. All right, in our HQ. Well, I need to track the different costs, right? I guess I could just, yeah, but I could put the die on him. You're right. I don't need to do that. He just gets the buff. So probably better if I just track Western States victories. I'll do Western States, and I'll do Eastern States victories. I wish this was faster. So my apologies. And each one is out of 3. If I hit 3 on either one, it is game over. Let me see if this fits properly. Oh, it does. Cool. The Trinity versus Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. Is the Trinity Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman? Am I getting that right? Okay, starting HQ is going to be Military Industrial Complex War Machine, Scarred Past, Skaar, Burn the Fearful Man Thing, Shared Thought, Stepford, Cuckoos, and man, things not uncommon, almost thought said rare. Travel the Nexus of Realities. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman vs. Cap, Iron Man, Widow. That's another good one. It's almost the one-to-ones. So I love Stepford Cuckoo's hero set. I'm going to have to try to build for the 2-3 thing if I want to make that work. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but I think it's worth going for. Teen Titans versus New Mutants will be a lot of fun too. A lot of cool combos. Some of these we're going to have to wait for more DC expansions. But if you're patient, they'll be here and then we can play. Speaking of playing, I think I'm ready to play my game now. And if you're ready, we'll see how long I can hold out against... Actually, I should do another shuffle. Did I even shuffle the hero deck? I must have, yeah, to get this. I'm just stalling to not have to fight Epic Poison Thanos. He's not easy. But I'll tell you this much. If you've never fought an Epic before, the feeling of defeating one is wonderful. It's not going to happen often. I think my win rate against Epics in this Randomizer League is about 40%, which I think is still pretty good. Or is it 38? Something like that. % win rate. And that all depends on the scheme too, but it feels so great to take one of these Epics down. Hey, that just means I get to reset real fast, so I wouldn't be mad at that. Okay. Dino Mike, thank you for the resub. I'm gonna start this game right now on the heels of that resub. Appreciate you. Let's go with turn number 1 and see how I do. My starting hand is... it's a 3-3. It's been several weeks in a row I keep getting that. I wonder what that means. Our first card is Poison Captain America. So Poison Captain America enters, and he doesn't do anything. Yep, his fight effect is this symbiote bonds with another villain in the city. If already bonded or unable to bond, gain this as a hero instead. And the hero effect is you get +1 attack for each color of hero you have, including yellow and gray. Actually, is this one of the only times? Is this the only time a symbol is used on a legendary card to directly represent a color? I'm just realizing that right now. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Very interesting. Anyway, it would be good to fight him early, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Unless I get real lucky with the other hand. I didn't really check that out. Okay. 3 of each. And 40 what? Did I say 40 something? So I can't fight anything, but let's go ahead and see what I can recruit. Scarred Past. This one has Instinct Wounded Fury and 2+ attack. And then we've got Shared Thought, Stepford Cuckoos, 1+ attack when recruited clone. And then some cool tactical formation abilities that, well, let me see what I have on the right-hand side. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow. I do have 4 and 2 on the right, so if it was a reverse, I could hit Captain America. But this side is going to pick up one of these 4 costs, which means... I think I want to take the Stepford Cuckoos. I could take Scarred Past, but I don't really want to do that. If I can start making a 2 and 3 cost deck, I think there's some others who have 2 and 3 costs from the other heroes, which would be a lot of fun. So I do get to clone them immediately. That's one of the things I love about the Stepford Cuckoos. They have unconditional clone. So let's show you how a clone works. I'm going to spend 2 recruit and pick them up for 2. I refill the HQ, and now I have to search the hero deck for the same card. My trick is I like to take the top card of the deck and reveal it. If this was a Shared Thoughts, I wouldn't have to shuffle, but now I have to shuffle, so. Let's see if I can find another one. There's only 4. There we go. sweet. I get a second copy early, which is great. And that's it. And my next hand, of course, is going to be another 5 and 1. So I can pick up Man-Thing if I want to. I don't mind teleport with a deck that wants specific costs because you can just keep teleporting it. Turn 2 is our first twist. And this is where things get rough for me. So there was a villain on the streets or bridge. Put this twist in a stack of Western States victories. Otherwise, there's a villain in the sewers. Put this twist in a stack of Eastern States victories. There was nothing I could do about that. So I have my first Eastern State victory. So now I have to prioritize keeping things on this side of the city, which is tough because things enter on the right side. I have to at least keep the sewers clear. That's one step closer to losing already. Not really where I wanted to be. But we move on. I've got 4 and 2. And what now? What do you think I should pick up? I got War Machine. And then I've got Burn the Fearful Man-Thing. Let me see. Military Industrial Complexes. Whenever you defeat a villain this turn, you get +1 recruit. And then Burn the Fearful is choose a villain or mastermind. If there are no other villains or adjacent to it, it gets -1 attack this turn. Reducing Epic Poison Thanos' attack could be very useful. But I need to recruit early on. And Military Industrial Complex can help with that, but I don't really have a lot of cheap things to hit here. I do have the Henchmen. They haven't shown up yet. And I do, so I took Stepford Cuckoos on the left-hand side. I would love to make, I gotta pick a theme. If I'm gonna see Elsa, she has a lot of tech triggers, and I would like to make the tech triggers work. So I'm gonna go ahead and take War Machine, and if I'm lucky, I'll be able to build a tech deck, even though there's no other tech here in the HQ. But I got a second one, which is perfect. Okay, turn 3 time. Turn 3 is going to be Poison Hulk coming in. So Poison Hulk has a fight effect. Symbiote bonds with a henchman villain in the city. If already bonded or unable to bond, gain it as a hero of instead. And then powers up on strength. I got 5. And I did say I was going to travel the Nexus of Realities, because even though the Stepford Cuckoos want 2 or 3, I can teleport this. Yeah, the 2 and 3s will be helpful for the Cuckoos, but I'm not going to pass up on the opportunity to get a 5-coster, because I can use this 3-cost card to clone when I need to. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up Travel the Nexus while I have the 5. It's because it's going to be less likely that I get 5 recruit later on, but I'll have 2 and 3 to spare. Then Burn the Fearful is left. I mean, it's a recruit hero, so I'll get some use out of it before... hopefully, before Thanos takes it. And hopefully the Cuckoos have a high enough density of cards I can avoid that. Okay, my new hand for the next turn is going to be this. I have some attack. Not as much as I want. Turn 4 is another twist. This might be a real easy, quick lose. So I think if I can't hit anything in the sewers, my priority is going to be to leave everything in there so I can get something in the streets. Because right now, all I already have an Eastern State victory. Then I can try again, yes. Yeah, the high amount of twists makes this a bit rough. Okay, I've got 4 recruit. And 2 attack, of course, which isn't going to be used to fight anything. And I'll do what I said I was going to do and take another War Machine. And we got Mood Swings. Skaar's transforming uncommon. Right there. If I pull a twist in the next turn, The next 2 turns, actually. Unless I can clear the sewers, that's going to be a game over. Not a good place to be. But I have got to reshuffle, so maybe I'll get some attack power. I got a little, but not enough. These poisons are strong. Some henchmen would have been nice. Turn 5. End of the game? Nope, it's Yondu. So Yondu gets -2 attack for each other rival overlord that's in the city or a mastermind ambush. Yondu captures a bystander. And that bystander is the comic shop keeper. Fight, each player KOs one of their heroes. Alright, if I can let another villain come in, that'll make it a Western States victory, and I would do that. Not that I can fight Yondu anyway. So, here we go. I got Shared Thoughts. Gives me 1 attack. I don't have 2/2 or 3/3, so for tactical formation, you have to have those costs. I only have 1 card that doesn't cost 0. However, I do get a total of 1, 2, 3 attack, which isn't going to do anything for me. And I have 3 recruit. And with that, I can pick up a 2 cost or a 3 cost. So Form from Ooze has teleport and +2 attack towards the villains in the sewers of the Mastermind. This could actually be very useful to avoid those Eastern States victories. But the more expensive card I can take is Scarred Past. 2+ attack and Instinct, Wounded Fury. Not really a lot of wounds going out here. But this is 2 attack towards anything. So I think I am going to go ahead and go with Skaar and then take Form from Ooze later if I survive, and I can. We'll see. There's Fine Mutants with Cerebro. That would be fine on either side because I have tech on one side. Turn 6. Again, this could be the end of the game right here. It's not. Okay, this is good. The Hellfire cult come in, and they prevent me from losing on the next turn. They have the fight effect, reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, KO it. Otherwise, you get +1 recruit. And I can fight them this turn, which is a good thing, because if I do, I'm still not at risk of an Eastern States victory because I've left stuff over here. In addition, I can get some good stuff because Military Industrial Complex says whenever you defeat a villain this turn, you get +1 recruit. So I have the potential for some pretty good recruits. So I've got 2 attack, 3 attack, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 recruit. And then what I'm going to do is spend my 3 attack to fight the Hellfire cult. Oops. Spend my, 3 attack total. And then the fight effect is reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 0, KO it. So I do KO this. And then I get rid of the Hellfire cult. But I do get 1 recruit for defeating a villain this turn. And it is a whenever effect, so those do stack up. Now, this is the tech side, but I do have another 5 coster I can pick up. Mood Swings is 3 recruit, and then Instinct, you may gain a wound. If you do, transform this into Raging Savage, which can give me some decent attack, which I need to clear the city and defeat the Mastermind. So even though it doesn't fit with what I was trying to do, by the way, Stepford Cuckoos here, they got Fine Mutants with Cerebro, 1 recruited clone, then 1 attack, and tech, investigate the sidekick stack for a card, and put it in your discard pile. Let me go ahead and pick up Mood Swings for 5. Whenever there's a 5 coster that I can get, I'm probably going to get it. We got a Simulated Target Practice, which can get me extra KOs by doing the Henchman fight effect of the Hellfire cult. Okay, I made it so I survive a little longer. And if I can continue to build up attack, if we get some lucky henchmen out here to thin the deck, then I might have a shot. But I haven't had a Master Strike yet, and that's going to really mess me up, and that's probably what I'm about to draw right now. Nope, another Hellfire cult. Fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. So I don't have the tactical formation, so 1 attack, 2 attack, and then 1, 2, 3 recruit. I do have Breach the Nexus, or not Breach, Travel the Nexus of Realities. If I play this, I'll have 6 recruit, or I could teleport it. And yes, like was mentioned, Poison Thanos is going to, on a Master Strike, put half of my non-gray heroes next to him in a Poison Souls pile. So if I do teleport Man-Thing, I do risk him being taken. However, if I keep him, it makes it more likely that I can actually get more stuff. But I'm going to hold off on playing it just yet because I do have 3 recruit. I'm going to see if I can reveal some more Stepford Cuckoos. I'm going to recruit Fine Mutants with Cerebro, get some more sidekicks. Take this for 2. And clone it. I gotta see if I get lucky here. Nope. There was one almost at the bottom of the deck, so. Second one. If I played Man-Thing, I would have a total of 4 recruit. And I could get even more 2 costs. I could get this Man-Thing, and I can get a sidekick. And I think that's worth it, especially because of what I mentioned about Thanos. He might steal some stuff. I wish I had enough attack to hit the other Hellfire cult, but I don't. So I gotta do what I gotta do. So I'm gonna play... By the way, this does have an ability. You may move a villain to another city space. If another villain is already there, swap them. This could be a good thing if I want to get somebody out of the dangerous spot. So back to the scheme. The scheme checks first the streets or bridge. So I could move Captain America over here, but then he'd still trigger the Western States victories. Everybody's kind of in the order I would want them to be. I want to prevent Yondu from escaping with that bystander, and I want to keep the sewers having the cheap thing in case something else comes in. So I'm going to keep everybody where they are. And we're going to go ahead and take form from Ooze, like I said I was going to do. And no more 2-costers, but I totally forgot about Hyperspeed. I'll get a sidekick for the final 2, and it's going to be a standard sidekick, which is great. Those worked well with the Stepford Cuckoos. And I've already gone through my whole deck, and I have a lot of non-gray here, which is good because, again, Thanos will steal them. So I need to saturate. Unfortunately, that sidekick was standard, which means that Thanos can't capture it. The more sidekicks I get, the less likely he's going to take my good stuff, but the more powerful he will get because he'll keep taking my non-gray sidekicks. Okay, I got Tactical Formation 2-2. They do a little bit of chip damage, but they do need help to do what they want to do. All right, turn 8. Another Hellfire cult. We're getting a little bit into the danger zone, but that's fine. So once again, Military Industrial Complex. Whenever I defeat a villain this turn, I get +1 recruit, and I have 2 more attack. I'm at 4. So options, I could fight Poison Captain America here on the bridge, but if I do that, he's going to symbiote bond with another villain in the city, which seems kind of like a waste. So instead, I'm probably going to hit a single Hellfire cult, probably the one in the sewers, get 1 more recruit, which will give me a total of 4 recruit after these 3. But I really want 6, but I'm not going to get that. We'll see. Let's go ahead and fight the Hellfire cult in the sewers. For 3, we'll declare that. Top card of my deck is the only card left in my deck, which is a Shield Trooper, so that one gets KO'd. It really helped me with doing some deck thinning over here. Oop, over here. Extra explosions. And then with 3 recruit, because I didn't get the extra recruit. Well, I have 1 more because of that defeat. But I'm not going to use it. I could take Burn the Fearful, Man-Thing, but I do want to take more tech. I'm thinning my deck. If I get a tech deck, especially if I can get Stalk the Night Stalkers, which I'll need some more recruit for. I got to watch out for that. This can thin my deck even more, and that'll really help me out. So I'm going to go ahead and take Target Practice. Then we got Military Industrial Complex again. Those will stack. So if I play 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 4 or 5, when I defeat a villain, I get +1 recruit for each one I've played. And that way I can completely rid my deck of all the recruit cards. But again, the danger is Thanos stealing stuff. But hopefully he'll steal his own poisons when I can get those. Okay, the deck thinning not quite paying dividends. Maybe later. Okay, turn number 9 gives us our next Scheme Twist. Okay, this is by design. There's a villain on the streets or a bridge, so this is going to go to a Western State victory. I don't have much of a buffer for this, but it's better than an Eastern State victory right now. I got 1 of one and 2 of the other, so I can survive for at most 1 more twist. If I have stuff in the city. If I can clear the city, I can survive more. But the way things are going, not looking great. So to start off, I have Shared Thoughts, which will give me 1 attack, plus Tactical Formation 2, and then 2. I get 1 more attack, which is going to put me up to 3. No tech trigger, and then 4. Once again, I could fight Poison Cap. So tricky of a decision, because if I do fight Poison Cap, he's going to bond with somebody. The cheapest thing he could bond with is the Hellfire Cult here, and they are in the safe spot of the bank. That doesn't really affect me with the scheme. They will be a 7 attack thing. But it is progress, and then Poison Hulk won't be able to bond if I fight him. So I think I'm actually going to trigger that. Let me go ahead and spend the 4 attack. I could wait, but I need to clear the bridge and streets, or I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, I'm going to fight Poison Cap, and I explode him, but then he's going to symbiote bond with another villain in the city. I get to choose. He's going to go ahead and bond with the Hellfire Cult. So they combine to become a 7 attack villain with card text of both. I choose which fight effect I do when I defeat him. But at least the bridge is clear. Hopefully I can get some momentum from that. 3 more recruit. And this is my Stepford Cuckoos side. And way too expensive for me. Because I need some recruit, and because I could potentially get a non-gray one, and because she wants 3 costers, I'm taking an officer on this turn. If I'm lucky, I'll get a non-gray officer. And I did get a non-gray officer. Maybe just for Thanos to steal, but still good. Okay, got some good stuff in hand. Coming up. Very cautiously optimistic here. Turn 10 is Ulysses' Claw. This is not what I wanted. Actually, it is what I wanted right now. Ulysses' Claw gets -2 attack for each other rival Overlord that's in the city or Mastermind. They all have that. Okay, I'm glad you can play it, but I'm not glad it's Poison Thanos. So ambush, a villain in the city with an Ascend ability ascends to become a new Mastermind. Now, luckily, I pulled the 1 rival Overlord that doesn't have an Ascend before that. So I've never had Claw come in and not make somebody Ascend, which actually would have been a good thing to clear the city. But it's not happening here. But because we have a 2nd rival Overlord, we have to subtract some attack. So Yondu is right now at 5, and Claw is at 4. I really enjoy how this rival Overlord group works. And it's fun because these characters weren't in the same episodes. But it's thematic. I'm taking some liberties with the language, okay? Let me get these out of the way. Alright. So I have the whenever you defeat a villain effect with War Machine. I actually really like War Machine's cards. Even the Hyperspeed one, but I'm not really building for it. Actually, right-hand side, maybe I am building for Hyperspeed. Most of the things I have when I get rid of my grays are going to have attack on them. Attack printed. Alright, well, with 4 attack, I can fight Claw, which does seem like a good idea. Although if I waited a little bit, I maybe could get the Comic Shop Keeper, but I should clear the sewers so that maybe I can clear the streets. I don't really have time to lose on that. And I do get a KO off of this, and I'll get 1 additional recruit to get another military-industrial complex. So let me go ahead and take out Claw for 4. Which means I KO one of my heroes, an agent. Which also means I get 1 recruit for War Machine, because I defeated a villain. And 4 recruit will allow me to get... I could take Burn the Fearful. Yeah, Cuckoos is one of my favorite hero sets. They ramp up so quickly. -1. This actually... I need them not to be adjacent, and this city is going to be tough to deal with. So I think I still would rather take Military-Industrial Complex to hopefully stack those if I get the opportunity. Then we got Anger Management. Strength Smash 3. Not a great fit for what I'm building. But okay on the left-hand side. All right, I got 5 attack finally on this side. Yondu's back up to full health, by the way, for now. I can see some folks getting some lucky pulls with the ascending masterminds, because if they ascend, they're not in the city. It's help count against the scheme. Speaking of the scheme, I'm going to get a scheme twist here. No, another Hellfire cult. If I can clear Poison Hulk and the Hellfire cult, I'll be safe from a twist if it pops up, which would be very, very nice. But I don't think I have the attack for that. I do have 1 shared thoughts. I only have 2, 3, and 5 costs, so I don't get anything here but the base 1 attack. Next, I get straight up 2 attack from Scarred Past and another attack from the Shield Trooper. And it's a total of 4 attack, which, again, is not enough to fight Hulk. But I will clear the sewers because I can, thinning this side this time. And taking out the Hellfire Cult for 3 attack. Top part of the deck is the Shield Agent, so I do KO this. They're just straight up KOing everybody around here. And I'll play the 2 agents. 1, 2. And then I have a Breach the Nexus. I keep saying Breach because that's one of the schemes. This is Travel the Nexus of Realities. I could play this and get 3 more Recruit. Or I could take a risk and teleport it. But I'm trying to get only low cost anyway, so I might as well just play it. Oh, I can move a villain to another city space. I forgot that part. I don't see an advantage in doing that right now. Yondu's going to get weaker, so maybe I should... If I move Yondu to the streets and swap Hulk, then maybe if there are more rival Overlords, it'll be easier to hit. But that's a big maybe, especially because I have more twists. It's easier to take out Hulk, who will bond with the Henchman that right now he couldn't bond if I fought him. So once again, I think I'm not going to fight anybody. Let me play it. I'll play it for 3 recruit. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up Anger Management to get me a 3 cost. Refresh the HQ a little. See if another 2 cost comes up. No. So we'll get a Sidekick once again. And another standard one. I should have a good turn after the shuffle because I have 2 basic Sidekicks in my deck. Actually, no. One was in my... Yeah, it was in my deck. Other one was in my discard. But I could have a decent hand after I draw 2 with that. Okay, turn 12. There's our first Master Strike, so here's some bad stuff. Let's read this again together. Each player reveals their hand and puts half round up of their non-gray heroes next to Thanos in a Poison Souls pile. So he's going to steal my stuff. On the right here, I have 2 non-gray heroes, so half of 2 is 1. He's going to take one of them. I'm going to go ahead and give him my cheaper one, Simulated Target Practice. Right there. The other side, I have 2. Unfortunately, the Sidekick was not a non-gray. The weaker card here is Find Mutants with Cerebro, so you're going to get that one too. But it could have been a lot worse. I only had 2 grays in each hand. Non-grays in each hand. How long do I think until we get a Harley Quinn hero set? I have no idea to gauge how long. I don't think she's going to be in the core set. I think she's going to be in maybe... I think she's going to probably be in one of the first 4 expansions. She's a very popular character, but I think whatever keywords Devin wants to give her are going to fit best into something that can be centered around that side of things. I'm prepared to be wrong, though. Given that Joker's a mastermind in the core set, it would be weird to have Harley as a hero. In my opinion. Okay, so Poison Thanos gets +2 attack. He is up to, or +2/+2. He's up to... Because I have... Oh, you know what? I missed that point. He was going to get 2 different costs no matter what I did. Yeah, okay. Suicide Squad set seems perfect. It's got to be one of the first ones. From what I understand, Marvel kind of had a long list of, here's all the things that you can make sets of, and you can pick some. We'll talk about it. I'm assuming DC works a similar way, but I'm guessing they're a bit more lax on it than Marvel is. Okay. He's at 17 attack, which is a lot of attack. But I'm going to try to get there. And that was it. That was the Master Strike. That's all that happens. So once again, I have the military-industrial complex to play with the whenever effect. But nothing to fight, unfortunately. I do have 3 recruit. And, wow. There's nothing I can fight in the city, and there's nothing I can recruit in the HQ. Whenever that happens, that is my sign to get an officer, even though I do have the War Machine ability. Expensive HQs means you gotta take officers, you just have to. And I got lucky, it's a special one. So I'll take a Sharon Carter and move on. I got Mood Swings. I forgot if I took another Instinct card. I probably should have to be able to trigger Mood Swings. I don't think I did, though. I think Elsa also has Instinct. I haven't been able to recruit Elsa yet, but I might be able to now that I have 3 recruit out here. Unless Thanos steals some more. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. I can pick up Stalk the Night Stalkers if I get to keep my cards. Time will tell. Turn 13. Another Hellfire cult. Okay. We're going to begin with the Sidekick. So we're going to draw 2 cards, which is going to be a reshuffle. So do I want to recruit first? I do not. I'm going to draw 1 card and then a reshuffle. Kylie, you might have to make your own version of that. Just saying. I mean, now that we know how the Hope and Fear track works, there's probably some details we're going to have to still learn from the rulebook. It kind of gives a good template for anybody who wants to make custom DC stuff, but I would wait because there's going to be a lot of official stuff. I'm sure. Okay, next card draw. Cool. My next hand should be good. Let me just put it that way. But I can fight the Hellfire because form from Ooze here has a teleport, but also +2 attack usable only against villains in the sewers or the Mastermind. Let's get the +2 towards the Hellfire cult, which I'll just put over here as attack because I'm going to fight them anyway. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and take out the Hellfire cult for 2 attack plus this 2 special. Oh, I'm spending the 2 special plus the 1. And let's see what the top card of my deck is. It's an agent, so I KO it. I do like any henchman with KO. Hellfire cult don't always land. Less likely as the game goes on, but I'm getting my money's worth. Still a very expensive HQ. Look at that, but I don't want to take another officer over here. I already took one. So we're going with another sidekick. And it's Layla Miller. A lot of Messiah. Oh, I didn't. This is my first Messiah Complex sidekick this game. And I got an officer. All right. You know what I could use in this this game is a lot of some card draw. I'm not really getting a lot of card draw outside of the sidekicks. Okay, turn 14. Why is there a wound in there? Oh, I know what happened. I grabbed from the wound deck instead of the bystander deck. So I'm gonna put this wound away. I got a little hurt, just some heartburn, and reveal a bystander from the bystander deck. It's young Cassie Lang. They're face down. Give me a break. Rescue, you get +2 recruit, usable only to recruit a hero that costs 2 or less, or a hero with size changing, and that's going to go on the stack with Poison Cap, symbiote bonded with the Hellfire cult. So this monstrosity here needs some help. Hey, Rolling Meeple, yeah, it's been a bit. Welcome back. So mood swings, I can't transform. Keeping that in mind, I want to get some instinct, but also keeping that in mind, I'm going to have 6 recruit this turn. I've got 1, 2, and 3. Here's what I've been trying to get. Stalk the Night Stalkers. Hopefully I'm not getting this just for Thanos to take it, but you know. 3 attack, I can have a villain or mastermind hunt for victims. If it KOs a bystander this way, you may KO a hero from your hand or discard pile. And then tech, if a bystander is KO'd this way, you may also rescue that bystander instead of putting it in the KO pile. More deck thinning. If I can thin the deck, hopefully Thanos... Well, the thing is, if I thin my deck down to a 6-card optimized deck and I have 6 long graves in my hand and a Master Strike happens, Thanos takes 3 of them. It's a dangerous game to play, but you gotta go big if you want to try to beat a big bad like that. So I'm gonna go with Stalk the Night Stalkers anyway. Get the expensive thing out of the HQ. And we got another mood swings. I'm gonna need some instinct. I really do. 2 attack, that's not going anywhere. Now it's 6 attack. That can defeat Hulk if I have the time. And give me a lot of recruit. Turn 15. Scheme twist. Okay. We're fine, because I can do something about this. So there's a villain in the streets. This is my second Western State victory. Here's the state of things right now. I cannot fail any more of these twists. If I do, the game is over. The scary thing is, the big, beefy, powerful rival Overlords are still in the villain deck. And when one goes into the sewers, they're probably going to be pretty strong. Some of them will ambush immediately. I'm going to have to be strategic there. But most importantly now, I got to keep the streets and bridge clear, and I got to keep the sewers clear. I can clear Poison Hulk this turn, which is good. So let's get on with that. Dum Dum Dugan is 2 recruit, 1 attack. Not setting him under cover yet. He's too useful. And he does activate Anger Management. So 1 attack, and I can smash 3. Now I'm gonna get. I'm gonna go up to 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. If I play both of these, I'm gonna have to fight Poison Hulk here, or I risk a loss next turn. So I don't need the extra attack, which means I can smash a Shield Trooper away for 3 more attack. Which means I can play the 1 recruit. And let's go ahead and take care of Poison Hulk. I'm gonna have to spend my 5 on him. Can't symbiote with any henchmen in the city. Unable to bond, so gain as a hero instead. Gain. Now I'm safe from a twist if one comes up right now. But if I have a strong villain than a twist, I'm in trouble. I've also got the Breach the Nexus. I'm tempted to hold on to this so I can use it to move villains where I want them to go, but there's no more room to move anyone right now, so. I also, you know what? This would not be a bad deck to take Hypersonic Cannon because I don't have a range trigger yet. I don't need one for hyperspeed though. And all of the Stepford Cuckoos have printed attack, and so does Man-Thing, at least the ones I have, except for this teleporting one. That's actually a pretty good card to take here. So I think I'm going to do that. I can give me the attack boost I need. Sounds a little crazy, but I'm going to do it. Also to move the HQ along. And then we will go from there. Alright, got some promising hands. All those KOs are really helping me out. Yeah, good luck, Kyla, with your game. Turn 16, what do we got? Another Master Strike, that's bad. Because once again, each player reveals their hand and puts half round up of their non-gray heroes next to Thanos as a poison in the Poison Souls pile. This is going to be a big get for him. So I have 3 non-gray heroes, and half of 3 rounded up is 2. So unfortunately, instead of a really good hand, he's going to take 2 of my War Machines. And that's a new cost as well. So there's 3 different costs there. And then on to the left-hand side. Let's put it up to 19 right now. That's gross. Left-hand side's got all of this. He's taking 2 Cuckoos again. You can have the 2 cost. At least taking these aren't going to power him up anymore, but he does take 2 of them. So he's still at 19. But that really hurt. I didn't like that at all. If I can get through the strikes and then feel safe, that'll be nice, but I feel like they're going to be spaced out. But yeah, I could have... The funny thing is, even if I kept all 3 War Machines, I couldn't have hit anything, but I could have gotten a lot of recruit. So 2 attack, 3 recruit. And... let's see. I need to build up my attack again. I just lost. But I don't really have anything here I want to take. Don't really have any strength to trigger this. I don't really need an officer. I think I have to go with a sidekick. And it's Hairball, which is at least some more attack. Yeah. So that could have really hurt me. I could be in trouble because... if I don't have enough attack to hit something in the sewers and there's a twist afterwards, that would be awful. I would love it if all the twists happen right now. That would be the best case scenario for me. There's 6 of them, Not very likely. What will probably happen is a rival Overlord will come in, one that's too strong for me to hit, and then a twist, especially with this hand. Okay, turn 17, Poison Storm. Okay, I might be able to hit Poison Storm. Poison Storm has 3 attack as a villain. When you fight her, she symbiote bonds with a villain on the rooftops or bridge, which aren't any. So there aren't any, so I would gain it as a hero. So I'm gonna have to draw. Actually, I can do the sure thing here. I can play Shared Thoughts first because I have Tactical Formation 2/2 before I play the Sidekick. After I play it, it's gone, so I can't do that. So I should play Shared Thoughts first for 2 attack. And then all I have to do with the Sidekick is draw a single attack. It's going to cause a reshuffle, by the way. Here's the first card. I got it. And second card. I can at least bide a little more time for myself. And it's an agent. I am at 4 attack and 3 recruit. Still very low numbers, but at the very least I accomplished what I wanted. And this will help trigger that hyperspeed card I got. So I'm going to take out Poison Storm. And since Poison Storm cannot bond, I gain Poison Storm as a hero. And that cost me 3 attack. And the sewers are clear again. With 3 recruit, I'm going to take another Anger Management. Oh. Thank you. For some reason, I thought he was bonded, but he just has a bystander. Fine, I still would have done that anyway. 3 cards stacked? Brain break. So yes, absolutely can bond. Which is still fine. I still want to keep those spaces clear, but they got some scary stuff here. Thank you for that catch. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and pick up Anger Management. And I'm going to have to keep Yondu out there for a while because he's going to start weakening the other rival Overlords that come in. I have 3 attack and a card draw. We'll see if that's enough. Another Master Strike. Okay. He's going to steal some more stuff. So on this side, he's going to take Hairball or Sharon Carter. I'm going to have to give him Hairball. You can have the cat. And on the left-hand side, between Man-Thing and Dum-Dum, you can have Dum-Dum, I think. Unless I needed his attack this turn, which I don't. Yeah, we got Bystanders, Symbiote Bond, and we got 3, 2, 4, 3. So we're still at 19. Oh, he's at 21 actually, because I have a 3 cost, 2 cost, 4 cost, and nope, just 3, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. Poor Hairball. Hairball's gonna be with the poisons now. That's strike 3 out of 5. Again, that could have been worse. It really could have. I'm not kidding. So 2, 3, 4 recruit. I could send Sharon Carter undercover for 1 more recruit, which would give me another mood swings, which I think I do want to do. So yeah, I can send her undercover and get 1 more recruit. Let's go ahead and do that to my victory pile. So now I have 1 additional recruit, which will let me get a second mood swings, which hopefully I can transform soon. 1 transforming the other, but I'm gonna need some more instinct to make that work. There's a telepathic warning. Could have used that earlier. By the way, the Cuckoos rares will actually extend the game if I play them together and reveal a villain, I believe. You can put 2 bystanders on the top, which I really would like to do, but I haven't seen them yet. Telepathic warning does let me shuffle away Master Strikes, which is especially useful against Epic Poison Thanos, even though I've already played 3 of them. Maybe this deck thinning will save me. Wow. That's 4 attack. No more than that. Turn 19. A Hellfire Cult. This is the danger zone because I can't fight it. So a twist after this turn will make me lose. Even though I do have Breach the Nexus, I can move villains. I could swap them, but that doesn't help me. I have to keep all 3 of these spaces clear. If I was able to have this space clear, that would have saved me, but it's not going to. So I have to pray that, well, if it's a villain, it's also bad because this buffed up Yondu bonded to Poison Storm is going to go into the streets. So this could be the beginning of the end for me. Best case scenario, honestly, is a Bystander or a Master Strike again. But we'll see. I'll play all this stuff, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm actually going to do, though? I'll play my 3 agents. Would it be better if I had bonded Yondu in the rooftops or bonded Poison Cap in the rooftops? This is permanent 7 attack. This is 10 attack, but will get weakened by 2 every time a rival Overlord comes in. But to get it underneath the attack of this, it has to be 2 rival Overlords, which means I'll probably have lost anyway. So I think that bonded Cap is going to be easier to defeat, which means I think I'm going to swap their places now, which is not easy because there are a bunch of cards stacked up. So we're going to do this. In theory, 7 attack should be easier to get. And that means I played it for 3 more recruit. And we'll see if I survive. We're going to pick up and clone Telepathic Warning to maybe cancel more of those strikes. And there's Skaar's Rare. And there's not a Telepathic Warning. There's one on the bottom. I have to shuffle now because I looked at it. Okay, and I'll take a Scarred Pass. Why not? I'm collecting 3s. I need more cards to replace the ones I've lost. Alright, this next turn could be it. I have a pretty good hand coming up, though. But I might not be able to do anything about it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, Poison Sabertooth. There's good news and bad news here. The good news is I don't lose right now. The bad news is I put myself at more risk to lose. So Poison Sabertooth will bond with a villain in the street specifically, and he can't bond. It's 4 attack to defeat. So to be safe from the next Scheme Twist, I need a total of 7, and then 10, and 14 attack, which I'm not going to get. However, I do have Stalk the Night Stalkers, which I can use to KO a bystander that one of these enemies has. I can't do the secondary effect. I can fight Poison Sabertooth. I'll still lose on a twist, but I'll be closer to surviving. I have no good reason to KO any of these bystanders right now. So I'm not going to hunt for victims. I'm just going to get the 3 attack. I could KO a hero, though. That would be the good reason. You know what? I'm going to do that. I don't feel good about KOing Cassie Lang, so I'm going to have Yondu hunt for victims. This is not a Thanos that... This Thanos will be happy I KO'd a bystander. I'm going to KO the Comic Shopkeeper, which will let me KO a Shield Agent from my discard pile. I do need the deck thinning still. I feel bad about that, but that'll pass. Another attack. I've got 4. So back to Poison Sabertooth. This can't bond in the streets, so I'm going to defeat it. And then gain it as a hero, which will be an instinct that if I survive will let me transform Mood Swings if they get pulled together. And I do have 3, 4, 5, 6 recruit, which I can use to get a Travel the Nexus, or I can get a Burn the Fearful and a Sidekick. And the latter sounds smarter because I need those instincts. And more attack. Let's get a Sidekick. And it's Mr. Giraffe. You're going to help me out, right? 2. All right, I'm on borrowed time. Let's see if I can do something about this. There's still 6 twists in there. Pretty good chance I pull one. I do have a good turn that can clean things up if I don't pull a strike or a twist. Let's see what happens. All right, it's neither. It's just Loki. I've never been happier to see Loki. I think this is a good thing. So here's what happens with Loki. He gets -2 for each other rival overlord that's in the city or a mastermind. What's cool about a symbiote bonded rival overlord is, in theory, if you had enough somehow, you could actually reduce them down to the below the combined attack. And if he escapes, he becomes a new mastermind. He's really hard to hit, though, and he's in the sewers. That's a problem, but let me cross that bridge when I come to it. So right now, that means Yondu is at 5, which means as a combined bonded villain, they're at 8. What's funny about that is if I defeat the bonded villain where Yondu... Can Yondu go into the negatives that way? If Yondu gets into the negatives, if Yondu was at -4, for example, would that cancel the attack of Poison Storm? I think it would, because you combine them. And then if I defeated Yondu, she'd go back up to 3. Anyway, that's not happening. Loki's at 7. I do have hyperspeed, which might give me something good. Let me start with Layla Miller. Now, which team am I going to say? I have mostly Stepford Cuckoos, so I should say X-Men, I think. I don't know if I have any more. Maybe I should say Shield. For the sure thing. And then hyperspeed. I'm going to say Shield because there's probably a Shield here. And... oh, I should have said Avengers. Shoot. Okay. Well, these are both hyperspeed. That's good. So Layla goes away. Gives me 1 attack. And let's do a hyperspeed. This is great. So hyperspeed, I got 1, 2, and a shuffle. I gotta finish this. I actually have some decent attack this turn. Too bad I couldn't play those cards I just revealed, though. 3 more with the hyperspeed I got. So that's 3 attack, that's 4 attack. 4 total. Pretty good from a hyperspeed of a mixed deck. Up to 5. Poison Hulk is not going to trigger, but it does give me 2 more at 7. And then 8, 9, 10. Now, what is the smartest thing I can do with this 10 attack? I could completely clear the streets with that much. I could hit Loki and the Hellfire cult. The point is I want to have bridge, streets, and sewers clear. I can't do that this turn no matter what. So what's going to help set me up the best? If I were to clear the streets and a villain comes in, if I'm lucky it'll be a Hellfire cult and that'll push Loki over. That's option A. Clear the streets. Twist I lose. Villain comes in. It'll push Yondu to the streets, though, and he's going to be hard to defeat if I get rid of more rival overlords. If I go the other route and I take out Loki right now for 7, and then the Hellfire cult for 10, that means I'll still lose on a twist. But I only have a 7 attack thing in the streets instead of a potentially 10 attack thing. And I'll get a KO right now. Yeah, I think Loki and the Hellfire cult is the best move. Either way, I lose to a twist next turn. But I think that sets me up the best. Because the right-hand side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This side can take out Poison Cap and the Henchmen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7, though. Because I have 7, what if I take this out this next turn? Enemy comes in. It's this Yondu getting pushed over. I don't want to happen. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to clear these 2 spaces. I wish I could let Loki escape and weaken the overlords in the city, but he's in the wrong side of the city for that. Let's go ahead and take out Loki for 7. No fun fight effect on him. He's just gone and gives me some V. Putting Yondu back up to full. And we'll take out the Hellfire cult as well. Top part of my deck, by the way, is a 0 cost, so more KOs for me. Alright. Pretty productive, but again, still at risk of losing. Let's see what happens. That hand was great, so this hand doesn't get to be great. Let's see if I survive. Turn 22 is symbiotic armor. Okay, this is actually really good news, and I've never been happier to see the armor, because they enter the sewers and they ambush, they bond with the Mastermind. They basically make me have to hit him for an extra time, which was expected. It was going to show up anyway, but at least it's not taking up a space in the city. So what I can do now is I can fight this once and then hope and pray that it doesn't get worse. All right, I don't know what that was for. So we've got Burn the Fearful. 2 attack, choose a villain or Mastermind. If there are no other villains adjacent to it, it gets -1 attack this turn. I won't be able to use that on the villains in the city. So I'm going to use it on Poison Thanos. It's an 18 attack, but it doesn't really matter. I'll get the 2 attack. And we'll play Poison Sabretooth for 2 more attack. And I trigger the superpower. Look at the top part of my deck. You may KO it. I will KO it. And then I've got the Military Industrial Complex, 2 more attack, and then a Shield Trooper for 7, which is just enough to hit Poison Cap bonded with the Hellfire Cult. The thing is, if I'm reading this properly, if I fight this and then choose to take Cap, oh, it's already bonded, that won't work. So I'll be able to get it if I choose Cap, which I will. Let's go ahead and spend the 7. We'll fight the bonded villain, and we'll do Poison Captain America's fight effect, which means I gain it as a hero because it was already bonded. Now I'm left with this, oh, so close. And I get the bystander, by the way, which is +2 recruit, usable only to recruit a hero that costs 2 or less, or hero with size changing, which would work towards a bystander, so, or sorry, a sidekick, so I'm going to keep it right there. It's not really a card in my hand, but that's so I don't forget. I wish this wasn't there. This will cause me to lose if a twist comes up. And moving on, I get 1 recruit from War Machine for defeating an enemy after the bystander. And then I have 2 more from my cards. And so I can't take anything here. I get a free sidekick with Cassie Lang, but I can only recruit 1. So that extra recruit is not really going to go anywhere for me. Let's just get my 1 sidekick for free from Cassie's +2. And it is Rusty Firefist Collins, more KO, and that's it. All right. It is all down to the villain deck draw at this point. I got a lot of luck so far. Will it continue? It will continue in a way. This is fine. I can still survive. So, on this side, I have to, if I want to fight the Hellfire Cult, I have to give Thanos Man-Thing, because I need the 2 attack from Telepathic Warning to do that. Unfortunately, Thanos does not have a 5 cost yet. That's going to increase him to 21 attack. So we're just going to switch over to double dice. 21. Otherwise, I risk losing the whole game, so this is the lesser of 2 evils here. Other side, is it all gray? Almost. I lose my good Elsa. Only card I can give up. And it's a 6 cost. So now, he's at 23. But at least I'm not losing to the scheme on my next turn. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Let's keep going. When fighting an epic, you can't spend time getting sad about things. Just gotta keep going. I got a Telepathic Warning. So much good it did. Already 4 strikes happened. Alright, I got 2 attack. I don't have any tactical formation. So I just get it. A 3rd trooper. I still got plenty of good stuff on the right-hand side. I'm not too upset about that Elsa getting lost. Now I can make sure I'm safe from the scheme. For a little bit. Okay, fighting those Hellfire Cult. But I much prefer to strike to a twist there. Top part of my deck is another 0 cost. I have thinned my deck really well with all these Hellfire Cults. I got 3 recruit. And nothing to take here. Sidekicks are totally fine in a Stepford Cuckoos deck, so I'm cool with that. One more sidekick, and it skids. Might be some wounds that happen. There will be a wound that happens on the twist. Or the strike if Thanos can't take anything. So, although if I have skids, then he'll just take her. Whatever. Okay. I can now confidently say I will not lose the game next turn. However, once again, my goal is to have a rival Overlords in the bank and the rooftop. So if one comes into the sewers, they're going to get -4 attack. It's kind of bad that Claw already came out because there's only one more strike, so I could have had some escape and become Mastermind to just weaken all the rest of them. That would have been a strategy I could use. I thinned this deck a lot, so I should have... I still have 2 grays. I'm in danger here. Still. Turn 24. Ooh, great timing on that twist. Fantastic. So let's read this carefully once again. If there's a villain on the streets or bridge, put this in the twist in a stack of Western States victories. Otherwise, if a villain is in the sewers, or if there is a villain in the sewers, put this twist in a stack of Eastern States victories. Neither apply. We've cleared those spaces, so nothing happens. Best case scenario is all the twists happen. I just keep getting twist after twist. I don't think that'll happen, but that's best case scenario. I'll play my sidekick to draw 2. 1 and 2. Wow, double mood swings. I'm going to transform one of them. And pick up Skaar's rare. This is great. And then I reshuffle. Might get stolen, but I'll take it anyway. Okay. Only one more strike, though. So mood swings. First one gives me a 3 recruit and nothing else. The second one is going to trigger. I get 3 recruit. You may gain a wound. If you do, transform this into Raging Savage. I'm absolutely going to do that. It's worth the wound gaining. So let me go ahead and gain the wound. It's a grievous one, though. That kind of hurts. Do I have skids on the other side, though? I do. I may not want to cancel that because Raging Savage here has Wounded Fury, but I don't think it's worth it. I think I should cancel the draw 2. So I'm going to trigger skids. If any player would gain a wound, you may discard this card instead. If you do, draw 2 cards. So I'm going to discard and draw 2 on the left. Might make it worse if the strike happens, but whatever. I will instead. So I put this wound back on top, unfortunately. Okay, I got Raging Savage, Wounded Fury, which because I put that wound back only gives me 3 attack. Which would be a total of would have been a total of 6 attack versus 5, which wouldn't help me. Which is fine. But I'm glad to have it in my rotation. I'm at 5 attack. And I'm at 8 recruit. Again, can't fight anything, but I do have Skaar here. Planetary level Revenge. Not the best rare, but a rare nonetheless. 4 attack, Wounded Fury. Then you may KO a number of wounds from your hand or discard pile, and then draw that many cards. So this is a card that kind of wants me to get those wounds. But 4 attack is 4 attack is 4 attack. I'll take that for 8. I'm going to reshuffle. I'm glad I KO'd that wound, though, because that just gave me more draws on the other side. Wounded Fury works really well with Enraging Wounds, by the way, so if I can fish for those, that would be great. In fact, I've never played that combo with Enraging Wounds and Wounded Fury. This could be a good time to do that if I can fish them out. And it's a full shuffle with a vastly thinned deck, although some of that thinning is my non-grace. So we'll see. 6. Okay, I can transform the other Skaar, which is good. So far, so good here. Turn 25. Wish it was a twist, but it's not, but I can handle that Hellfire cult. That's okay. Let's see if I can get to 23 attack, though, at some point. So I got some tactical formations I got to keep an eye out for. So let's check that out. This game's going in a direction I did not expect. So Shared Thoughts, do I have 2/2? I have a 2 cost, a 3 cost, and a 3 cost, and a 3 cost. So I don't have 2/2. I have anywhere to draw a card. I don't. So I'm just going to take the tactical formation 2/2 to maybe get the formations on the other side. I got 1 attack. So tactical formation 3/3, investigate for a card with an attack icon. That one's hard to get because you need cards that are not this one. Top 2 cards in my deck. Telepathic Warning has an attack icon. I will tuck the Shield Droop to the bottom. And now I can activate... I still only have 1 2 cost. So, very close. No, I got rid of Skids from my hand. That was my fault. Maybe I should have kept her. I would have been able to do this. However, I do get 2 attack plus 3/3. Reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a Master Strike, you get +1 attack, and you may shuffle the villain deck. Top card of the villain deck is another bystander, but I put a wound by accident, so it actually should be the public speaker, which is good to know. That's coming up. I'll play the second one. 2 more attack, and that's all. I got Anger Management. That's 1 attack. I don't have a Strength to smash. And then I have Scarred Past. I don't have an Instinct either. But that's 8 attack, which unfortunately, I would have been safe to fight Yondu, but I don't have enough attack. I'm short a little attack because I didn't... If I had kept Skids, then maybe I could have had enough, but I forget what I drew. So I don't know. If I triggered literally anything. Double checking it. 1, 2, 3... Yep, or if it was a strike. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all. And this is 10, because I got rid of the other one. That's fine, I know I have potential now. I'll take out the Hellfire Cult for 3. That means Yondu's going to get a bystander, but that's fine. Top part of my deck is Skaar, so I get 1 recruit. Which will give me 2, 3, 4 recruit. Which will let me get Find Mutants with Cerebro. Not the best card, but again, great for hyperspeed, good for getting sidekicks, and I get to clone it. I never noticed how low the 2 cost was on this card. Look how it's low in the symbol. I'm not gonna be able to unsee that. So I'll take that for 2. And then, all right, another one of those. Nope. I think there's one left. There must be, the way they work. I want that rare to pop up, though. That would be so great. Another Find Mutants. Okay, and I've got 2 recruit left, so once again, getting another sidekick. It's Lockheed. More sidekicks I get, more Thanos can steal instead of my good stuff. And that 5 attack is going nowhere. That's okay. A lot of green. A lot of green. Got a hyperspeed. This could actually be a very good hand. I'm lacking those big giant combos, though. I need to hit Thanos, Epic Thanos' Poison Thanos' attack. By the way, he is at +1. No, he's not. That's not how it works. He just has an extra tactic. All right, so Public Speaker comes in and going to Yondu. If I rescue the Public Speaker, I get +1 recruit. Another stack here right on the rooftops. We might be able to fight him this turn. I do have that transforming Skaar, so we'll see how I do. 1 attack, investigate my deck for a card that costs 0. KO it or discard it. Let's KO the Shield Agent. And tuck the Shield Trooper. Thank you for that. And I got Burn the Fearful. Choose a villain or Mastermind. If there are no other villains adjacent to it, it gets -1 attack this turn. So, as a combined villain, it gets -1 attack. So I'm just going to do it this way. Oh, if I choose Yondu, because there's nobody adjacent, I could choose Epic Poison Thanos. I don't think I'm going to get close to hitting him. I'd rather get the city as clear as possible. It's double checking. I'm going to get 2, 3. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So we'll choose Yondu there. Then we will probably transform Mood Swings, because I don't really have a good reason not to. I got 3 recruit. I can gain a wound, and I can transform this into Raging Savage. So once again, I will gain a wound. If I'm lucky, it'll be... Actually, I won't, because it's the one I already put back. It's Blunt Force Trauma, because I put it back. I do get to transform this into Raging Savage, though. And because I didn't get rid of the wound, I get 4 attack. 3+1 for Wounded Fury. And that's going to actually power up Poison Captain America. 1 more attack, because it gave me another color. I got +1 attack for each color of hero I have, including Instinct and Gray. So I have Instinct, Strength, and... Or, sorry, Yellow, Green, and Gray. I got 3 attack. That's 11, and then 1 more recruit. So I need 9 to hit this combined villain once, which I can do. And then... which one do I take? Wait a second. I've never encountered this before. When I fight this combined villain for 9, does it keep its -1? Is it considered the same villain or not the same villain? Choose a villain or mastermind if there's no other villains adjacent to it against -1 this turn. Combined symbiote bonded villains have attributes of both. So when I separate them, I think the answer is yes. I'm just trying to justify it. Does it become a wholly different villain when it separates? That actually depends. That factors in whether I can fight it this turn or not. If anybody's catching this, what do you think? I think I'm going to allow it, which would let me hit this for 9, and then 2 more if I decide to take Yondu, which sounds fine to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, unless there's any objections. I spend a combined 9. It's not like the villain ever leaves, becomes unbonded. Right, but the weird thing is, when I play Burn the Fearful, it's like a floating -1 to the combined. And then once I defeat the combined villain, I take 1 card. I guess the floating would stay no matter what. Okay, that works for me. Okay, so we fight the combined for 9. The rules say they are a single villain when bonded, the other villain stays in that city space, then would just be a new villain. I don't know. They become a single villain when they bond, but they don't become a new villain. So those are 2 distinct things. It's just 2 villains in 1. If this ability was targeting the space, that would be easier. I think I would consider it technically... So right here it applies to both. Wouldn't putting them back. The villain is X and Y when you debuff, it's just villain Y. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying. So it would apply to X and Y. Only Y is there, but it would still apply to Y because Y is part of X and Y. You don't take both, you just take 1. That's the thing. I'm going to rule it. I'm going to say you can. Anybody who encounters this in their games can do that too. And I'll probably ask this in the Discord later. So we'll take out Yondu. Each player KOs one of their heroes. Okay. And you have to, right? Yes, each player KOs one of the heroes. So Shield Agent's going on the right-hand side, and left-hand side is going to lose a Trooper. Probably, honestly, getting those early Master Strikes, probably a blessing in disguise, because now they're less dangerous. There's only 1 more that's going to happen. Okay, so that happened, and then I would say Man-Thing only applies to the bonded villain, not the remaining ones, but I tend to lean towards a harder interpretation when in doubt. Typically, I do too, but this makes so much sense to me, and the math works out here that I kind of want to do it. But I'm gonna go through with it, and say anybody who encounters this can do the same. I did get 1 recruit for getting the bystander. Because I've been in plenty of situations where there could be a harder decision I make on a ruling, but it would just be the wrong ruling, you know what I mean? So I'm going to keep this one at 2, so I can fight it this turn. And it can't bond, so I gain her as a hero. I'm definitely going to ask about this later. Maybe I should check the villain rule sheet. I don't think there'll be anything... the Venom rule sheet. I don't think there'll be anything about that there. But maybe I should just check. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say anything. But I'm going to check. I know Symbiote Bonds have the has the biggest section for rules. You were looking at it. Cool. So let me jump into this real quick. Okay. Make sure to grab the 5-cost Man-Thing moves out of the sewer. Yes, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. So here it is. Combine to the single villain. To fight the combined villain, you must spend all the total of both villain cards. Then put either one of the villain cards from that combined villain to your victory pile and do the card's fight effect. The other card from that combined villain stays in the city space, so it doesn't move. Counts as both cards villain groups. I guess the question is, does it become a new villain? Or a wholly new villain or not? I guess if you debuff the one you plan to leave behind, it would work since it's a combined attack. That's what I did, but I don't know if I can even debuff a single one. It's just it's a floating debuff. Has VP of both of them. Yeah, it doesn't specify, because this is a really weird fringe thing, but very interesting. At the very best, I think you do have to declare, if that's... But I think you can only debuff the whole thing, so... Fun interaction there. Okay, what the heck was I doing? Okay, I defeated all the things, city is clear. Now I have 5 recruit, and yes, I should probably take the other Breach the Nexus, because I did lose the other one, and moving stuff out of the spaces, especially because the city is clear, is important. And especially after a Master Strike happens, I put Poison Storm on the wrong side, so on the right-hand side, and then Man Thing on the right-hand side as well. Maybe I should have taken Mood Swings, though, for the Transform, but I do need this. Debuffing one would affect them both since it's combined attack, yes, but the question is, once you defeat it, then what happens? Great turn, though. Weird game so far. Is Thanos gonna steal a rare? 4 strikes by turn 12. Matt said 0 out of 5. Strikes or twists? Oh, it must have been strikes. Ouch. I'm having some good luck combined with some good strategy. Both. Ouch. I'm still alive here somehow with an empty city. Turn 20. So, Kyla, did you hear the rules question? I want to ask you what you think. Turn 27 is Red Skull Hydra Cultist. This is why maybe I should have left. Yondu there. Anyway, so the -2. If it becomes a Mastermind, he gets Master Strike. Each player just reveals a covert hero or discards down to 4 cards. The rules question was, so I had a combined symbiote bonded villain in the city, and I used Burn the Fearful here to reduce that bonded villain's attack by 1, and then I fought the bonded villain. After you fight the bonded villain, does it retain the -1? I lean towards yes, because it was... The villain is still there, it's just not doubled up, if that makes sense. I'm not explaining it well, but... Okay. This is dangerous, because if I have some rival overlords coming in, they're pretty strong. If I could choose, I would actually move Red Skull over, but I'm going to have to take him out. Which at least I can do this turn. Let me start with the hyper speed. I don't have anything to draw. I could teleport Man Thing, but we'll get to that. Let's hyper speed, just to get through the deck faster. That's 1. Total of 1. Total of 1. Oh, that's sorry, total of 2. Total of 3. That's a full shuffle, by the way. Maybe I should have smashed first. Okay, I thought yes too. 1 more. Okay, so 3 attack from that hyperspeed. I like hyperspeed. Didn't used to, but I do now. And if I want to trigger all the other strength cards, I have to play Form from Ooze first. But if I don't play it, I can get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is enough to hit Red Skull. So I don't need to play Form from Ooze. I can just teleport it, just in case, to keep targeting the sewers or lose it to Thanos. So I'm going to go ahead and teleport Form from Ooze, actually. And instead play Poison Hulk for 2 attack. And then play Anger Management, 1 attack, and then smash away the Shield Trooper for 3 more attack, which will let me hit the Red Skull in the sewers. And that's all she wrote on that. I'm putting myself in a dangerous spot, like I said. Turn 13. That's not great. That's a rough game. Okay, I've got Skids out there in case I wanted to cancel a wound. Yes, we know some bold keywords in DC. The biggest one is Transform returns from the World War Hulk set. I think that's the only one we've seen, though, as opposed to the regular standard fight escape, you know. And then Inspire Fear, Inspire Hope are technically bolded keywords, too. And then Reduce Hope on some of the cards. Okay, turn 28. Dormammu. This is the scary part. I have enough attack to defeat him, but I almost didn't. I gotta be real careful. There's still more rival overlords that are gonna show up and give me trouble. Okay, let's begin with Raging Savage Hulk. 3 attack. Wounded Fury. I did gain that wound, right? Yep. So I get a 4th attack. And then I've got Planetary Level Revenge, 4 more attack. Then you may KO any number of wounds from your hand and or discard pile, then draw that many cards. Sure. Let's KO the Blunt Force Trauma. And draw 1 card. The Trooper. We had an Overlord that was in the sewers with twist 2 and 3. Then I had a hand just to recruit when a Hellfire came in and the final twist hit the next. That's how my beginning of my game went. I've also got the Military Industrial Complex. I have 1 left. Get the Whenever effect on that. No more KO on Poison Sabertooth right now, just 2 attack. And I'm only about halfway to the attack I need to hit Epic Poison Thanos. If I can draw this game, it'll be a victory in my eyes. But I still might not be able to do that. I got 13 attack. I'm going to hit Dormammu for full attack. Full 11. And I missed an attack from the rare. Oh yes, I did have Wounded Fury. I'll have an extra attack that's not going to go anywhere. I have 2 recruit. I guess I'll get a sidekick. Will help from that last Master Strike. And it's Ella Miller. I can pick Avengers and be pretty confident that I'll draw what I need. This deck is very thin, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I probably should start stacking up on wounds, because I wish they were in Raging Wounds. I can get a bunch of wounds that would make Wounded Fury stronger, but it's also going to clog the deck with wounds, which means my hands overall will be worse. Oh, and I got a recruit for Military Industrial Complex, too. So I guess I could have picked Wounded Fury. Or Scarred Past. That's okay. I think I'd rather have the sidekick right now anyway. Moving over. Thanks to Teleport, I got 7 cards. We'll see if I get the Master Strike here. I got Arnim Zola, Hydra Scientist. He gets -2 attack for each other rival Overlord that's in the city or a Mastermind. Yeah, if I can get a bunch of form from ooze, I can do it. But like I said, my number 1 goal is to survive the scheme. There's 5 more twists in there I have to survive. So this fight effect is cool. During one of your turns, you may Soul Bind Arnim Zola to give a Mastermind -2 for 1 fight. That can help me maybe hit Epic Poison Thanos 1 time. But let's see what I can do. I have 2/2 and how many 3s do I have? I have 2 3s. I have both of them. So check it out. I can do all the things here with the Stepford Cuckoos. So 1 attack. Tactical Formation 2/2, I got 1 attack, and Tactical Formation 3/3, investigate for a card with an attack icon. I'm going to take Anger Management, and I'm going to tuck the Cuckoos. Maybe I should have done that all the way around, but let's see what I get here. 2 attack, 2/2 gives me 1, and 3/3 I get to reveal the top card of the villain deck and see if it's a Master Strike. It would be great if it was. Let me go ahead and see what it is. Top card is, it's Ego. Okay, that's good knowledge. I know a twist isn't coming. Let's see what I want to do with that. I can't do anything right now, but I might let Arnim Zola push through. He's easy to defeat, and he'll weaken other rival Overlords that are coming in. So I might just leave him there. Let's do this. Play Find Mutants, 1 attack. And I didn't draw the text, so I don't get to investigate for 1. Scarred Past gives me 2 attack. Anger Management gives me 1 or 4 total if I played Form from Ooze, which I'm not going to do. So yeah, I'm strategically not going to fight Arnim Zola, even though he will help me fight Epic Poison Thanos, but I want every opportunity to weaken the Overlords. Thanos is still in there. I don't want to play Skids. So I'm going to just teleport form from Ooze, I think. And end my turn. Just like that. Now that I know Ego's coming in. And I got 2 more. Well, hold on. Before I do that, I gotta figure something out. Before I officially end my turn, even though I did draw a new hand. It's not really gonna affect it. Other side has 2 attack, 3, 4, 5, 6 attack, 7 attack. Ego's gonna be at 8 when he comes in. So this is a risk I'm taking. Oh, I do have the -1, but that's only if there's only 1 there. That's 1, 2. Colors. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's the deal. If I do decide to fight Zola on that last turn, and Ego comes in, I can use Nexus to move him to the bank. If I don't, I can't fight Ego. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Or I could do that. I could swap him after the fact, or I could do it before. Either way, it doesn't matter because I only have so much attack. Actually, I save attack by doing this, but it doesn't matter. Let's just move on to the next turn. Okay, so Ego comes in, gets his -2 attack. He becomes a Mastermind if he escapes. He takes up the sewer spot, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to swap him right now. Play this for 3 recruit, and then swap their spots so that Zola's in the weaker spot. I'm not going to put counters on them, but they'll both get -2. And Burn the Fearful to attack. Poison Cap gives me 3 attack, the 3 colors I have, and then the 2 troopers, 1, 2. Arnhem gets -2, he's only at 3. So we're going to go ahead and take him out, and we can do that Soulbind over here during one of my turns. So that cost me 3 attack. I'm going to keep this off to the side so I remember that Soulbind is an option to weaken the Mastermind. I'm not at risk of losing to a twist. I got one more recruit, and I guess I should probably take Burn the Fearful, because these will stack up against Epic Poison Thanos. It's worth 3 attack. Axe of the Slayer would have been good easier. Would have been good earlier. Wish I would have seen more Elsa Bloodstone earlier in the game. No worries, it's actually a miracle I'm still alive. So yeah, still not enough attack. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nowhere near hitting the Mastermind. Yeah, I'm just trying to survive right now. I wish I could see more form from Ooze, but I'm not really seeing those. Turn 31, Hellfire Cult. Well, they need to go. I have a 3 cost, a 2 cost, and a 2 cost. And a 2 cost. So I do not have Tactical Formation 3/3. And I don't have any way to draw. So I'm just going to play Telepathic Warning for 2 attack plus 1 more attack for the Tactical Formation 2/2. Too bad, I might have been able to KO a Master Strike. We'll play my 2 troopers, 1, 2. We're going to teleport form moves again, just because we are. 1 find mutants with Cerebro. I don't even have to play Lockheed if I don't want to. I might keep him around. Let's go to the Hellfire Cult, take him out for 3 because I might risk losing the game if I don't. Top part of my deck is not a gray, not a 0 cost, so I get 1 more recruit. And Agents give me another 1. And that's all I get. So another sidekick is what I'm going to take. And then Zabu. And I'm not going to play Lockheed. I'm going to leave Ego where he is, and that's it. I'm treading water. Yeah, a Stepford Cuckoos deck isn't really going to hit the Mastermind that often, but it'll clear the city, for sure. Turn 32! Another Hellfire Cult. You know what I have to do. No wounds. So it's just going to be... Yeah, this is why Skaar can be rough. If you don't have the wounds, he doesn't really hit the levels he needs to. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, plus 1 recruit every time I defeat a villain. 1 recruit, and then I got Poison Storm. Does not activate. I didn't get it on that side. There's 2 more. Again, I could hit Ego, but I'm going to choose not to because it'll weaken another Overlord that comes in. So let's just go ahead and spend... I wish I could use all my excessive violence to do something cool, but I don't. You take out the Hellfire Cult. Top card of my deck is Sabretooth, so 1 more recruit for me. And I get 1 more recruit from War Machine, so that's 3. Do I want to take Axe of the Slayer? I'll probably hit that trigger. Scarred Pass is probably just going to give me 2 attack unless I get some wounds. So I'll take Axe of the Slayer, because I might be able to get some more cards to maybe hit the Mastermind. I wish I had 3 of those Military Industrial Complex, but those just got eaten, so unfortunately not doing much for me. What a weird game this is. There's still 5 twists in there and plenty of villains and plenty of hands where I don't have enough attack to hit stuff, so I think. Or am I generating enough consistent attack on both sides where I'm not at risk of losing? At least until the next Master Strike happens. Turn 33. Scheme Twist. Once again, this is a whiff. No Bridge or Streets occupations and no Sewers occupations. Just the way I want it. So this would give me a max of 2, 6, 10, 11, 12 attack with all of that, which isn't going to be enough for anything. So, and I'm going to leave Ego there. All I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to teleport Man-Thing, play all my recruit, and get a sidekick. And that's going to be my turn. At least Darwin can give me some more recruit. What a weird game. If I got to see more hypersonic cannons, there's a chance that those could have helped me hit Thanos, because if those all hit, that's 15 attack. Next turn, turn 34. Another Hellfire Cult that are going to have to take a vacation. Let's start by playing... No, it's not Cap. I don't have Cap. Let's start by playing Layla Miller. We will pick Avengers. Top 2 cards of my deck are... Okay, got an Avengers. I'll tuck the Agent. Actually, no. I'll put the Agent on top because Poison Sabretooth is probably going to KO it. Again, military... Oh, I guess the Hellfire Cult can KO it, so we'll take a chance. Military Industrial Complex, Raging Savage, 3 attack. Actually, no. I'm gonna tuck this Agent. Nope, I'm gonna leave it there. I can't make up my mind. I'm gonna play Poison Sabretooth though, without activating it, and then I'm gonna play Axe of the Slayer to get both 2 recruit and 2 attack. We're gonna have to hit that Hellfire Cult, so let's go ahead and do it. Once again, spending 3 attack to take it out. Top card of my deck is that 0 cost I put there, so that one's gone. And another Trooper. And I think just for some insurance, I'm gonna go ahead and move Ego over 1 more time. Over to the rooftops. I'm still safe from the scheme there. And I'll get my 3 recruit. I'm at 5. Got another Mood Swings. I'll take this one too. And maybe I can ramp up on wounds. Just maybe. Maybe. I do have that Arnim Zola still. So for that one fight, I only need to have 21 attack. That's all. Turn 35. Another twist. Another nothing happening. Which is a good thing. Right? Yeah, if I had 5 form moves, that would be 10 attack towards Thanos. And I do not... I've only seen the one, I think. and I'm not really moving the HQ. So this time, I think what I'm going to end up doing is playing skids for some recruits so I can get some more cards. But first, Shadowed Thoughts, because I need the 2 for the 2 cost. I have 2 2s already. 2 2 2 1 3, and no card draw because I can't trigger skids or the Wounded Fury, which wouldn't give me a wound anyway. We'll play it. 1 attack plus 1 attack for the second for the 2s. Next up, yeah, I'm just teleporting Man-Thing again. We'll keep teleporting him. Well, hold on. Before I do that, I don't think I can get enough attack. What if I get perfect 5? 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Closer, but not quite where I want it. I'm not going to hyperspeed because I want these to go into the shuffle, I think. So instead, I'm going to play skids just to get the 3 recruit. And I'll play the agent for a 4th recruit. And do I take Scarred Past for another 3 cost? I'm not really... Maybe I take a Burn the Fearful. Not really getting a lot of Stepford Cuckoos. I gotta take something. I should save this for the other side for the combination of cards. I'll take a Scarred Past. Although Scarred Past would be better on the other side too, I think, but I'll take it. Cool, War Machine's rare. Whenever you defeat a villain or mastermind this turn, draw a card to rescue a bystander. Not really going to help me defeat the mastermind, but it's cool. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and teleport Man-Thing and end my turn there. I won't even hyperspeed. Skids goes away. And that's all that happens there. If I can keep recruiting, that'll be good. Man, if I had access to the Cuckoos rares plural, that would be something. But I've barely gone through the hero deck with all the deck thinning and low recruit on the left-hand side. And the heroes being stolen. Not the best. Turn 36, we made it. Poison Doc Ock. Fight as this symbiote bonds with the villain of the bank. If it can't, gain it as a hero instead. Love the art on that one, though. Poison's art is very cool. So, let's just play what I've got. I have... Let me move this hand over here. 2 attack. 4 attack. 7 attack. It's overkill. Let's hit Poison Doc Ock again. Poison Doc Ock cannot bond, so it's just gone for 3. Gained as a hero. And I'll give Epic Poison Thanos -1 attack. And that's all I'm going to do. At this point, I'm probably safe to take out Ego, but I'm not 100%. I still have Thanos in there. I think is he the strongest one? Is he at 12? Can't remember. I was really relying on those military-industrial complexes to give me enough recruit, but he took 2 of them. I do have some recruit this turn. Turn 37. There's our last Master Strike. Telepathic Warning would have gotten it. Shoot. And I'm going to lose a lot of heroes now. Each player fills their hand and puts half, round up, of their non-great heroes next to Thanos in a poison-souled pile. Each player that lost no heroes this way gains a wound. So here's what I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lose 3 of them. You can have the Stepford Cuckoos. You can have 1 Scarred Past, and you can have... I want to keep Telepathic Warning, the 2nd Scarred Past. So no more buffs, but he takes 3 of my heroes. Other side is not going to be great. I got Mood Swings, Cap, Rare, and Man-Thing. So 2 of these are gone. Keeping the Rare... Probably keeping Mood Swings. Poison Cap is actually pretty good. I don't have a lot of hero classes, though. And I can't transform it if I give him both of those. These are all pretty good, so this is kind of a bummer. I don't want to give him the rare because it's going to make him more powerful. He already has 3, 6, 5, 2, 4. Yeah, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 he's got. Yeah, I'm just going to give him the 2/4 costs. There's not really a great option here for me. And that's the last Master Strike. At least he's done doing that. What do I have left? Nothing. So 2 attack, 4 attack, 2 recruit, and teleport again. Sure. No 2 costs in the city, or in the HQ, so another sidekick, and it's Lockjaw. Just getting all the sidekicks, because why not? My heroes can no longer be stolen. I have 2 cards in hand. I could lose the game in 2 turns if I pull incorrectly. And yep, that's what I was worried about. So this, I might actually lose the game because Thanos is at 10 attack and I can't hit him because I got rid of those cards. I can't take it back now, but what if I had kept one of these? What would have been my best cards to keep? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wouldn't have done anything. So Thanos comes in, and I can't fight him, so I could end up losing to the scheme anyway. There are 3 twists still left in there, so it's a pretty good chance that happens. He's at 10 attack, though, thanks to Ego. But honestly, he might just end up putting me out of my misery. I do have Arnim Zola, but that only works on the Mastermind. So all I can do with these, I have an uncommon of Skaar and I have a rare of Skaar, and all I can do is play this for 4 attack. I have no wounds in my hand or discard pile, and then all I can do, I can't transform mood swings anymore, so I get 3 recruit. That's it. This is why people don't like Skaar. So the best thing I can do is recruit something and hope I don't pull a strike or a twist. So I'll take the sidekick. Odds of pulling a twist are very high, so we'll see what happens. This could be the end of the game. And poetic for Thanos to come in at the wrong time and ruin it for me, given the Mastermind. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Yep, that's it. Just like that. The 1-2 punch of Thanos and Thanos, and now I have a Eastern States victory, and just like that, I was so close to drawing the game, but Evil did win. I was fighting a losing battle the whole time anyway. Yeah, that was rough. I got really close. Really close. I had 4 cards left in the villain deck. Eastside Thanos wins. That was rough. Okay, alright folks. Well, yeah, not much I could have done. I did everything I could, I think. Well, I didn't win that game. And I have hit my, stream gone 2 hours, so I have hit my time to play again threshold because I don't have time to go another 2 hours. So that will be my attempt for this game. Let me go ahead and count up my VP because I will enter this score. The good news is for my score, this is a tough setup. A lot of people are going to lose way before turn 39. In a losing game, longer games are better. And I didn't have any escapes, and I had a decent amount of VP. So here is my result. Let's go ahead and figure out what I got. Probably should have taken out Ego for the VP earlier, but I lost that VP. Thank you for the water. I need it for counting. I didn't get any poison Thanos tactics, so not a ton of VP, but 4, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 on the left. 1, 8. And on the right-hand side, a little more or less, I can't tell. 6, 8, and Hellfire Cult, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't forget Zola. 14, 15, 17. That is not a lot of VP. Especially with the rival Overlords there, but the poisons don't give any VP. So my points per turn is going to be pretty bad. However, my turn count is very good for a losing game. Less than 1 point per turn. Yeah, not great. I missed out on fighting Ego for strategic reasons, but I did take out everything else. There was no VP left in the villain deck, so I got as much as I could without fighting the Mastermind, given that the symbiotic armor was in there and worth 6 VP. Yeah, this is a rough one. Once again, here is the setup for this week's Randomizer League. I have to check. I don't think I broke the rule, because my rule is if I lose to a Mastermind twice, they can no longer be epic. And I don't think I faced Poison Thanos twice. If I have, this was an illegal game. But I'm going to check right now. Okay, yes. After I have reset the randomizer, after I beat all the Masterminds, I hadn't gotten Poison Thanos before. Thanos' armor is 41 VP, worth more than both hands combined, yes. And he was fortified, so I couldn't get any of that. If you attempt this setup this week, good luck. You will need it. Strategies. You want to saturate your deck with a lot of cards. Stepford Cuckoos leaning into them can help, because Thanos will steal your stuff. Like I kind of did, manage the city, be strategic about what you leave. And maybe lean into Skaar more, but I wish I had... I didn't really get a lot of cards that gave me wounds. If I did, I would have done that more. And gotten some enraging wounds maybe to help me out. I had a War Machine going at first, but he got stolen. This was... I won't give this a 1 out of 5, though, the way my game worked. But I could see others doing that. Well, Poison Thanos lives up to his name, especially Epic form. You can play this right now. I hope you have fun with this. And I will see you next week. Fingers crossed. Will we have a 2nd edition release next week? I don't know. There's only so many weeks left in June. But regardless, I'll keep you updated on all the stuff that happens. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, check out the Clug, the custom Legendary Unity Guild on the Discord. We just released another project, which is a bunch of henchmen based off of existing legendary elements. If you are not a custom card person, if you don't really design much, but you have a concept, you're like, this would be cool to see as a custom set, you should come and post the project anyway, and we can kind of help you form it. Oh, is Origins next week? Is that the kind of place that they would drop a game? I think Upper Deck goes to Origins, maybe. All right, I'm actually going to check out who else is streaming board games on Twitch right now and send you guys over there. There's a lot of folks here, so we're going to kind of pay that forward and see who else is on there. So stick around and we'll do a raid. We don't do raids that often. We got to support our fellow board gamers. I'm always looking for somebody who is streaming actual board games, because that is hard to do. Somebody's playing Riftbound. There's a channel that does replays. I always look for Marvel games first. And this is Digital Gloomhaven. I don't know who... A lot of virtual games going on right now. We are going to send you over to Board at Home. They are playing Digital Gloomhaven, but I like Gloomhaven. Yeah, I got that too, Chopper Dan. All right, we're going to go ahead and raid Board at Home. I'll see you guys next week. Good luck with this setup. Have fun with it as much as you can. And you all take care.